Of course, you want to be on friendly terms with everybody you work with. You want that to be a comfortable place. But what if your coworker screwed up your car? How are you supposed to address it? All right, Cassie's got the email.
Have you ever had a coworker hit your car and not tell you? But what if that person is kind of your boss?
Oh,
so the other day,
okay, they were a little more vague in the subject and not the body of the email. This is not a coworker. This is a boss.
Yeah. The other day, I noticed I had a dent in my car. I knew it wasn't there on Sunday when I washed it, and I noticed it on Tuesday afternoon. The only place my car had been parked was in my driveway and in the parking lot at work. I had been no other places. There's no way it could have happened in my driveway, so that leaves work. I park in the same place every day, and the same person almost always parks next to me. However, the last few days, I noticed they haven't been. I was able to look at their car earlier today, and sure enough, there's a small amount of damage to the front corner of their car, which matches what happened to mine. There is no way they are unaware of what they did. So what do? Do I call them out? Do I go to corporate? Do I file some type of report? Or do I ignore it and swallow my anger so as not to jeopardize my job?
This sounds like a bigger, like when I was thinking dent, I was like, oh, they opened their car door and they dented it. But if there's damage to the other car,
a little swipey swipe.
That is a significant dent.
Okay, at first I was like, there's nothing you can do. This is your boss. You don't want to lose your job. You're just going to have to eat it. What is it? Probably like $500 to get that that little bump pulled back out and buffed and painted or whatever. So you're going to have to. But the fact that you went and found damage on their car and they've since been parking away from you when that was kind of their spot before is all suspicious enough for me. And I'm sorry, boss makes a lot more money than you. Like, boss makes $1, I make a dime. That's why I poop on company time kind of thing. So I'm saying call the police, say there was a hit and run in my parking lot today, and give them the tag number for your boss, and then act like it was an anonymous report.
How can it be anonymous, though?
I don't know. Just tell them I want this to be anonymous. I don't want to lose my job.
The only person who knows is the person who's got the car attendant.
There's a parking lot attendant.
It's not like some guys walking by and be like, that car has a dent in it. I'm going to call the police.
See, this is a new cop. He was just walking around looking for something to do.
Oh, man. Cassie, what would you do?
God, I'm trying to think of if I would have the cojones to go up to the boss and be like, hey, I'm pretty sure you hit my car. I feel like you have to, $500 is a lot of money to swallow.
It
like
is.
That's, you're not talking like even like 50, 100 maybe. Like that's a lot. So I feel like I would say something. I'd be like, hey, I've got damage in my car. You're parking next to me. Do you know what happened? Because I saw damage to your car too. And like maybe play dumb, like, did someone hit us? And then see if they'll come clean. And if they don't, just say, okay, well, I'm going to call the cops and file a report up for a hit and run on company property. So I'm going to get company legal in on this too. And I think you can kind of threaten your boss without threatening them by saying like you're going to get the authorities involved, because that would be the correct thing to do, right? Like you will go through the correct processes, but I think a lot of people would prefer to avoid that, especially if you have a lot of companies have cameras on the parking lot. So I think if you're just that open dialogue, like, hey, I just want to let you know, cool, I'm going to go ahead and call the cops. And I'll also, if you want, throw in that your car got damage to it as well and see what they say from there and see if you can kind of smoke them out.
Okay, that's nice. That's very clever. I mean, my next thing is I was like, you got to be very careful. Go talk to like building attendants, you know, whoever owns the building. They got cameras. Have proof before you approach your boss, because you're either going to get, I didn't do that and you can't blame me for stuff, or you're going to get, I'm sorry that your Civic got in the way of my Lexus, but it shouldn't have been there. So yeah, absolutely. If you can get video proof from the building and do your like the sleuthing on the side before approaching your boss, that's best.
So I, full disclosure, hate confrontation, so I am not confronting the boss. However, what I am doing is a little more on the passive aggressive side. I would send, because, you know, people in our company love to send the all company wide emails or whatever. I would send an email company wide and be like, hey, somebody hit my car in the parking lot. Whoever did, can you please come forward? If not, I'm going to have to call the authorities. And then just leave it at that.
What if you said, I noticed my car was hit and also our bosses
then
got some damage.
Hey,
does anybody know what could have happened?
Okay, now, Davi, you dropped the passive and you just left the aggressive.
Oh, okay. You gotta gotta work on that.
We got to remember to keep both of them in there. Otherwise, it's just plain aggressive.
Sorry, you got it.
The Bert Show.
Like what you just watched, you can get more of The Bert Show for free. Just listen to The Bert Show podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.